Hi everyone, King Argumendo here with an update video for the Fight or Fright event in Apex Legends. So, in this video I want to talk to you a little bit more about the tips and tricks, the reason why I still think Wraith is the best hero to play, to get away on the dropship, and also I'm gonna show you the badge, the tier 3 badge, and explain a little bit how it works around that, because I didn't show you that the last time. So let's start off with showing you here in the top right corner. You can see I escaped the dropship 25 times, which means I have got the tier 3 badge for this event, the Fight or Fright event. So let's start off with going into Wraith here, in banners and badge, and here you can see you have 3 different tiers of this badge. So the tier 1 badge is you have to get 1 elimination on a shadow, and the tier 2 is you need to kill 50 shadows, and then the tier 3 is to get away on the dropship 25 times. So my first tip here is that if you win or get away on the dropship before you unlocked the tier 3 one to get away 25 times, it's not gonna count. So before you start grinding to get the 25 wins, you want to have done the tier 1 and tier 2 first. So first you want to kill 1 shadow, and after that you want to kill 50 shadows before you start the grind of getting away on the dropship 25 times, because they're not going to count. So that is a good tip to know, so you don't start to grind straight away to get away on the dropship and it's not gonna count. So that is my first tip. So the reason why I think Wraith is the best hero to get this badge is because her ult, when she used the portal, she get a running speed boost, which is gonna help you so much more when you want to go towards the dropship. And also she has her off ability, which is her invulnerability, which means that she can't take any damage, which means when you are close enough to the dropship, you actually not can get hit from the shadows, which means that if you are getting to the right distance, you are going to have a guarantee win. So these are the 2 main reasons why I think Wraith is the absolute best hero. 2 other heroes that also are really good is Octane, which I got my first win with, and also Pathfinder. And what I'm thinking here is, if you are a Octane main or a Pathfinder main, you should play those heroes. But if you're not maining none of those heroes, Wraith is absolutely the best bet for you. Another tip I have is to avoid fights at all costs. And the reason I say this is because if you land in a hot zone with a lot of people and you start killing them off, they are gonna become shadows and they are gonna start hunting you down, because you have killed them, and 99% of the times I kill someone, they always comes for their revenge. And fine, if you kill 1 or 2 people, it's gonna be 1 or 2 shadows hunting you. It might not be that hard to kill, but the more people that get dropped, the more shadow it's gonna be. And when you kill a shadow, it's gonna show on the map for every other shadow in the game that a shadow got dropped there, and more and more shadow is gonna drop on your location. And when you have 6 or 7 shadows on you, it's more or less impossible to win. So that's the reason why you should avoid fights at all costs. My next tip is to land by yourself. So try to hang in the sky for as long as possible. I'm gonna show this in the video. And keep an eye out where other heroes are landing, so try to land where no one else landing. And there are 2 reasons for this. The reason number 1 is that if you don't get into fights, you get away from the first problem I talked about, that the shadow are gonna try to avenge and try to kill you. The other reason for land by yourself is when the heroes start to die and they become shadows, no one is actually know your location. So people are most likely not gonna go and search for you because they don't know where you are. So these are the reasons why you should land by yourself. Another tip is to land in the zone or very close to the zone, because the closer you are to the zone, the easier it's gonna be for you to get to the dropship. Another tip I have is also to pick up a blue shield. The reason why I think you should pick up a blue shield or better is because if you have no shield or have a white shield, you are one hit from the shadows. So you have no room for getting hit. One hit and you're down and the game is over. If you have a blue shield or better, you can at least take 1 or 2 hits before you get dropped, which is gonna make your chance of getting away on the dropships much higher. Another tip that I didn't know before after I got my 25 wins is that if you kill someone with a white shield, they are actually gonna drop a higher tiered shield, so a blue shield, and if you kill someone with a blue shield, you're gonna get a purple shield. So if you get into an engagement, then you at least get a better shield from it, and if you are in an engagement, try to move away from the area as fast as possible. So loot up quick, get that shield, heal up, and then move away from the area as fast as possible. But as I told you before, try to avoid fights at all costs, because you don't want people to know where you are to get the highest chance of getting the win. In my last video I told you to pick up SMGs. I still think SMGs are the best bet, and also ARs, and not the burst ones. And the reason for this is because the shadow is getting better and better the longer this event is going. So what happened to me in other games is that a shadow is actually seeing me, but the shadow is sprinting oh my god, the shadow is sprinting away from me, and then they 360 turn and then they just one hit you. So if you have a burst rifle, it's gonna be so much harder to just make that little spray and get that kill when they do this 360 turn, because the shadow is getting smarter and smarter. And also shotguns, I don't think you should pick up shotgun at any cost, because the RNG on the shotguns are, it's too much of an RNG. I picked up a Peacekeeper a couple of games ago and I shot a shadow and it got hit for 10 damage or something, 6-10 damage, and it didn't die. So an AR or an SMG, and preferably not with burst on. What you want to be in the prime position with the dropship is around 200 meters from the dropship. And it's easy for me to say this, but another tip is gonna explain this. So when you get dropped as a hero, don't quit the game. Play it out, because the more you play out and you see where the dropship is gonna be in the zones, you're gonna learn where the dropship is gonna end up. And when you know where the dropship is gonna end up, it's gonna be so much easier for you to position yourself, and also know how or where you can sit, camp, or how you're gonna move to get to the closest to the dropship. So don't quit the game. Stay in the game and learn the zones. And these are the tips I have to you. So now, let's get into a game. Okay, let's see if I can show off some of the tips for you here as I play the game, and I'm gonna try to get a dub. But as I told you, the shadows are getting better and better, so it's getting harder and harder to actually get a win in this game mode. So let's pick Wraith, and let's get into this game. And here you can also see I have the badge. So, one of the tips I told you was to land inside the circle or around the circle. So here we have a circle, so most likely the dropship is gonna be around the cage, or somewhere around here, or here in the water. So what I do now is to look behind me and see what other people, and then I drop, and then I tilt upwards and hang in the sky and just look where people land. And also keep an eye where the zone is, so you try to be as close. So what I can see, not a lot of people land in this area down here. So what I'm gonna do is try to land in one of these buildings and try to start and loot up. Now we got super lucky because we got a purple shield right off the bat. So what we're looking for now is an SMG or an AR. And as I told you, not to use the burst ones, but the burst ones I still think is better than shotgun. So if you can't find something else, the Prowler is better than nothing. And here we go. So here we have an SMG, so I'm gonna pick that up. Now I dropped it because of my forehead. And another tip is to loot as fast as possible. You don't want to be out in the open. And also close the doors behind you. Because the shadow can't open doors, they can just smash down the doors. So if you close them behind you, you have a higher chance to get a kill on the zombie. Because they have to break down the doors and they are in an animation when they do it. So now we load up on a little bit of meds. And here we can hear a shadow. So now where I want to go is up here. I want to camp in one of these houses up here. So another tip I have is to go close to mountains. Now I can hear a shadow though. So what we try to do is avoid all fights. So I try to avoid this shadow before I move. And then I'm gonna loot a little bit more. I don't have to loot anymore actually, since I got an SMG. So now we can see the zone. So we want to be around the cage. So what I want to do is to move up here. Now we have a shadow on our left. And as I told you, we want to avoid all fights that are possible to actually avoid. So now I can hear people are fighting in front of me. So either I move up here and camp up there, or I'm trying to see, yeah. So you can see they are 160 meters because the house down here is the house I want to camp in. So now I'm in the spot I want to be in. Now we just need to camp for as long as we possibly can. And hopefully no shadows are gonna check this house. Another tip I have is to try to hide behind things. Now the shadow can see me through that door and that window. But they can't see me from this side, and since the zone most likely is gonna be around the cage here, most likely here. So this is the reason why I'm telling you not to quit after you lose, because I will not know the possibilities where the zone can be. So here, here, and here most likely, which make that I can position myself way better. And as I told you, this is not the funniest way to actually get the dubs, because you see I'm just sitting around camping. But this is the tutorial how to get the badge and not to have fun. Nah, I'm joking guys, but for this tutorial I want to show you once again the reason why it's good to know the zones, and also why I think Wraith is the best bet of getting you the 25 or the tier 3 badge, which means you have to get away on the dropship 25 times. So I'm gonna say that again. So it's not 25 wins, so you can't get the badge by winning as a shadow. You can only get it by getting away on the dropship, and as you can see, the dropship is exactly what I thought it was going to be. So now when we have 120 meters, and as I told you before, 1 meter equals 1 second. So we want to go on around 12 seconds here. So what we're gonna do is continue camp here for as long as we absolutely can. And hopefully no one comes to this house, so we can actually go on 12 seconds. And then we're gonna be in a prime position to win the game. So what I'm doing now, I'm gonna not talk as much because I need to listen so I can hear where the shadow's at, and also if a shadow is around this house. So I'm gonna listen in a little bit. And also, as I told you in the last video, I'm gonna say it again, because now all these people are grouping up. So all the shadows are circling around them because they're getting killed, and also they're killing shadows. So the shadows are gonna drop down on them, which means that we have a higher chance that no one's coming here because no one knows we're here, and they really want to hunt down the people that they can see. So now we have a shadow outside, so what I'm gonna try to do is to sit completely still, because no one does still know that we're here, which is good. So as I told you, on 12 seconds we want to go. So now we're getting ready, and also run with your weapon in. So now I'm pressing the Alt and I'm starting to run towards the ship, and around here we press the invulnerability and we just stay here and we get the win. So yeah, so learn the zones, know the distance, and you will get the win. And when you're in the dropship, you can throw nades and try to help other people. And also, since I left the portal, other people can use my portal because it shows on the map, as you see here. That portal shows for everyone else also. So that, everyone, GG, and hope you like this tutorial video. Like and subscribe for more content.